Hey, how you guys doing? Let's talk cancel culture real fast. I'm Mr. Deadman of the Dead Man Stone podcast. It is very important that we resist and refute cancel culture. Because cancel culture comes for you. It comes for everybody. If you haven't been paying attention, the things you do now, the things you do right now, years later might become taboo or inappropriate, too inappropriate to where you have to be banned. You have to be targeted, deplatformed, censored, silenced. And how is that done? It's done through authoritative control. It's done through fear of the mob, of a mob mentality that comes to destroy you and your family for what you've said, for what you've done. It could be something simple as art, a book you've written, something you said, a tweet, a podcast, a YouTube video, maybe episodes of a particular show. One day, cancel culture will come to you, come for you, because they want your scalp. They want your scalp. And it's monetized. It's encouraged because people want the attention. They want the reward. They want the reward and the love. Well, love, the attention that they get for taking down a bigot, taking down someone who is problematic. You might not think anything of it right now. You might think I sound crazy. You might think what you say now, well, your opinions are in line with everybody else's. So you are okay until you're not. And see, here's the thing. We should have different opinions. We should be able to discuss different opinions. But we can't. Because when you do that, you make yourself known. You make it known that you have this different opinion. And there's many people that want to tear you down because of that. They want to tear you down simply because you do not agree with them. And it could be on all sorts of issues now. There's all sorts of issues that are becoming politicized. I think it's something simple as gender and sex. If you grew up in the 90s, gender was two. Sex and gender were the same. If you pay attention to biology, the science behind human anatomy, there's two sexes. That's all there are. There's not some magical third sex. And I don't know what a magical third gender is. Now, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. I don't want you to agree with me. And even if you don't agree with me, the moment cancel culture comes for you, for any reason, someone like me will have your back. Because I can't stand that stuff. And I hope you would respect that. I'd hope you would respect my difference in opinion. Now, I'll say I have science behind me. And I do. Now, because of that, I'm not going to go after those who think differently. I'm not going to advocate for them to be teared down or be harassed or anything. I have other things I have to do. I have a job. I have a family. I publish things. I do a lot of other things during my day. But even if I was wanting to have a lazy day and do much of nothing, I wouldn't waste my time on Twitter looking for people to take down. That is a sick, depressing life. I'd rather create something or waste my time watching anime, horror, or playing games. Cancel culture is very destructive. It is a cancer. It doesn't create anything. other than authoritative control and fear. Fear. Fear to even express your opinion. Fear to even express your ideas, your thoughts, because if you step out of line, it could be problematic. And it needs to be shut down. The other side of this that advocate and applaud this sort of cancel culture, it sickens me. It sickens me. Because they do this thinking they are in the right and that their opinion is the right one. Therefore, it should be the only one. That is a very destructive way of thinking. That is an extremely, very destructive way of thinking. That way of thinking doesn't allow for First Amendment rights. That way of thinking doesn't allow for creative expression. Anyone who applauds that way of thinking and you are an artist, you are destroying yourself. You're undermining your future. Because you're siding with those that will one day come for you for any reason. It could be you drew something that was the wrong shade. We talked about that. You drew a character that becomes problematic. Or you wrote a scene that becomes problematic. You know what I'm saying is true. We got to stand up. We got to fight against cancel culture. And the way you can do that is by saying no. These corporations and I'm going to just say corporations, the people running these shows, like the large shows, are getting targeted by cancel culture, and they're bending the knee to that stuff. They're bowing to that stuff. They're caving. That shows weakness. That shows weakness. And they're not winning anything. They think they will appease the mob. But the mob is not ever appeased. They like destroying things. They like destroying you. They like destroying because they don't create. If there's someone you know that has a history of, maybe it's in the comment section of Facebook, maybe it's tweets on Twitter, and they're constantly ragging on someone or something because of problematic stuff, look at what they create. Do they create anything? I've often found that they don't. They say that they create something, but they create nothing. They leave behind nothing but the destruction of others. They spend their time collecting scalps. That's what they do with their life. And it's a sad, pathetic life. Because in the end, they will have nothing. They will have nothing. We have to find the courage to resist cancel culture. It takes... But we all have to do it. And I say this as someone who publishes horror. I thought horror would be immune to this. After all, horror, by its very definition, is a genre that challenges people, makes them face their fears. You're going to face things that make you uncomfortable. You're going to be challenged on things. You're going to face the vile, the ugliness of humanity in all its forms, all its shapes, all its shades, and that's fine. That's what horror does. The moment you give up on that, the moment you sell your future, you sell it away, you give it away, you've given up. For what? The virtue signal? The virtue signal to the woke crowd? To get the likes on Twitter? Okay. Good luck on that. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But someone like me, you need. Because I will have your back when they come to you, when they come for you. I will. But I have a sin. I have a sin that I must confess. There was a time where I didn't. And I was led astray due to personal feelings about the matter. It's some show drama with the Dead Man Stone podcast. I had Marchese, William Marchese, and he was a co-host at one point. We had a falling out, difference of opinions. He wanted to clean up the show. I wanted to keep it the same. That's essentially pretty much it. You know, I like having a show where we could talk about anything and everything. I don't want to just stay in a particular lane. I've never been that guy. I'm not concerned about popularity. I've never been that guy. I don't give two shits about that. But there was a time when I guess Gary Buller and Marchese said a joke. Said some sort of joke. And it was taken in a way that was by someone that was the target of that joke. And it was perceived as some sort of threat. Like a death threat? But looking back at that now, that seemed like it was just a joke. And it wasn't even clearly a what? It was just him getting... Literally, the joke was the guy, I'm not going to say his name, he probably wouldn't want his name mentioned, that's fine, getting tangled up in something lame. Getting tangled up in Christmas lights. Woo-hoo-hoo. And it bothered him, and a lot of people were outraged at Marchese and Gary because it triggered them. Okay. But if you listen to the joke, it wasn't even a death threat. And I knew that then. I knew it was kind of lame. I was really drunk that night, and because Marchese and I had a falling out and mixed, I guess, emotions about it, I did a reaction, and I look back on now, I didn't like. I wasn't advocating for him to be canceled, but I did say it might come, or something on those lines. I regret that. I regret that. Because really what I should have done is have it try to mend the wounds. Try to rebuild the bridge. Try to tell the one person and Gary and Marchese, hey, there seems to be some sort of misunderstanding here. Can we just talk about it like bros? Can we talk about it? Because I think something was taken out of context. And just talk about it. Just talk about it. And I think we will get an understanding. I made that mistake of not doing that. And I don't want to make that again. The long and short of this, a lot of that was personal show drama. None of that really matters to you guys, whatever. Is that I'm willing to give people a fair shake. I'm willing to reach out and try to see if we can get people to talk about ideas, to talk about things that triggered them, whatever that led to being outraged, whatever, just so that maybe we can get some sort of common ground. Maybe we can understand it, whether it be a joke or something else. I don't want to be that guy. I hate being... I don't ever want to be that guy that advocates for cancel culture. Ever. There's certain things that people do, whether it be like a pedophile, like with Jared and Subway, what he did. Well, yeah. You do stuff like that, you're going to get canceled, and there's no saving you, okay? There's no saving you. You do something criminal like that, there's no saving you. It's not a... I'm talking about ideas. I'm talking about opinions. I say a lot of stuff on the Dead Man Stone podcast. It is a live show, totally unscripted. And because because of that, anything I say could be taken out of context. And I know very well that one day, even though it's a small show and only a handful of people listen, really, and I love the people who do, I know who they are. It's like a Cheers. It's like a bar. Everybody knows their name. You know, it's like, I know. I like that. But what I'm saying is, I know that one day, cancel culture can come for me. It could come for anybody. It could come for anyone that I know. People I don't even know. Because of just what they do. Because of what they say. And I'm willing to defend them. I'm willing to have their back. Because I think cancel culture is very destructive. It destroys everything. For the people who disagree, what is the counter? What does cancel culture create? What does it? A better society? Based on what? Based on what? It gets rid of Nazis. Your path of doing that makes you a literal Nazi. It literally makes you a fascist. And the approach that you guys have. Shutting down opinion because you just don't like it, because it's a wrong think, is not the way to think. Wow. What other very strict communist and fascist nations have done that? Wow. There is no good counter to it. Anyway. I just want to give my thoughts about this. I want to know what you guys think about this as well. It's important. It is. You have a good one.